Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode we're going to keep going around and improving the connections we can make between cities and hoping to make quicker, more straightforward routes for cars that are currently causing us traffic in cities. So the first thing that comes to mind is right here in Corpus Christi. This road is all blocked up because all of the cars are trying to take this road and get into the city through this way. And we have this large road coming in, but it doesn't really go anywhere. So all the cars coming here have to take these smaller side streets just to get back on this main road to get out to the highway or wherever else they're trying to go. So what we're going to do is delete a bunch of these roads, probably delete a bunch of these, and then make it a lot easier for cars to come through here. Let's see if we can get a better angle off of that. If we go more like this, and then at some point create a tunnel, so we can then slowly bring it up and then connect to this main road here. So then now any car that wants to get on this road here can do it from this intersection instead of needing to go around and take all these side streets. So hopefully that'll help ease it up a little bit, because that seems to be where a lot of the traffic is going. If not, they're trying to essentially get around it so they can get onto it farther on down the road. So we'll leave that where it is right now, and we can move on to somewhere else. Alright, now another connection I want to make to start off here is from Corpus Christi to Toledo. As we can see here, there are a lot of cars using this road trying to get into Toledo, and this is affecting traffic coming out of Louisville, and it probably includes traffic from Alexandria and Clearwater as well. So that's 4 cities trying to come in here and use this one road into Toledo, and that is something we definitely don't want. So we definitely need to provide another outlet for these vehicles to get into the city. Because right now there's only really 3, maybe 4 entry points. There's over here, this road, and then this one, which is just an extension of the connection from Louisville. So we're going to start here in Toledo, and I think this road gives us a pretty nice shot to connect up probably over here to this road, which we can then just extend back into Corpus Christi. So we'll start from here, and we can use some of these existing roads to our advantage. So what we'll do is grab this and we'll just connect it up right here, so then we can just come through and upgrade this road all the way up until probably about here, where then we can split off and then go right across this road. So now we're gonna need to go all the way through this mountain, which hopefully we can get a road all the way through here. Yeah, so it looks like we can get one in here just fine. And that will connect up to the end of this road here. So all we have to do is upgrade this road all the way back to Corpus Christi, and this connection should be good then. So I'll just keep upgrading all the way until we get back to this 4-lane road here. And then just to help out maybe with Knoxville, if people want to come into Corpus Christi, we'll just extend this road to connect up. We're gonna have to bring it up a little higher, but then we'll just have it connect up right at this intersection here. So now people from Knoxville can come and they'll have a route into Corpus Christi as well. So the next area we're going to look at is over here in Cedar Rapids, Santa Clara, Tucson, this whole area. And traffic in Cedar Rapids is still pretty bad. It could be getting better in some areas, like these roads out here are no longer fully filled up, except for maybe a little bit in this corner here, as we can see. Now, I think some of it is just upgrading the roads, such as this portion here. We can just upgrade this so that it can meet back up here with this 4-lane road. We'll just have to get rid of a few roads along the way. And I think we'll just make some of these connections a little bit better, just by sort of simplifying the intersections. So hopefully that'll help traffic flow better this way and help out more here at this roundabout. So another road I think we're going to upgrade is this one here, because we have our two sort of main roads coming from Cedar Rapids. They join together here, so these cars need more space for when they meet to spread out a little bit, and then they get to sort of pick which way they want to go at the intersection. So we're having issues upgrading this road. Let's just see. Okay, so that fixed it. And we can just make this connection back in again. And we can keep moving on. Okay, and coming back to our main city of Bridgeport here, something that it desperately needs is a fast road that goes around the city instead of going through. Because right now we're getting all of this traffic from down here in Alexandria, and probably cars coming from Green Bay and everything coming through Bridgeport if they want to get to Lexington, Tucson, or Cedar Rapids at all. And that's pretty much causing all of this traffic to happen here, which then spills back on this bridge and it's clogging up this roundabout. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do this yet. I'm still sort of thinking, figuring out what the best course of action would be. But I think maybe either a extension of this road that comes down and follows the river, sort of completely unoccupied. We'd probably have to raise it up on a bridge, or we could bring it up and over and then connect it somewhere in here so that it will branch out to these three cities. I'm sort of leaning towards connecting up here because we have space, so if we need to, we can make a pretty large interchange to allow for everyone to get to all of these cities a lot easier. However, it would be much more costly, as we have to probably avoid this train track here, do a tunnel, avoid the tracks underground here, and then connect back up over here somewhere. So we'll try that. Hopefully this will work. And if we check our destinations layer, it sort of verifies that, because you can see a lot of traffic going up and down this road, and a lot of traffic coming into Lexington and then up and from Tucson. So maybe just figuring out how we can make a route that's fast enough to avoid all of this and get them to where they need to go is probably the best way to do it right now. So we'll start just by grabbing this road here. I think we're going to bring it just north of Bridgeport and follow sort of as close as possible so we get a much more direct route over to this area wherever we'll end up connecting. So we'll bring it up. This doesn't have to be underground just yet. But then right around here is when we probably want to start going underground. So we'll do this, and we'll just keep going, following through with all this. Although I'm not too sure why it's having trouble. Maybe we have to go down just a little bit more. And then we can start slowly working our way up. So that over here, when we come out, it doesn't seem like we're going to be making a crossing underground, which is good. We don't really want to do that. And then we should be able to just pop out right here. So we're going to have to delete all of these roads in this area. So pull this road back pretty far. And we're going to pause and delete a good chunk of this road, since this is a pretty important road. Now we're going to need sort of a good connection so that traffic isn't stopping and going through all of this. So I think we'll grab this highway interchange. Or maybe we do have space to get a nice sized roundabout in here, so this would allow traffic to keep flowing pretty quick. Although I think using this interchange is probably what's going to work out best for us in the long run. So it's better for us to have the capacity to handle all this than to not have that. So now all we have to do is just connect these roads back up to it. And so from here, we'll have it pop out, and then we'll get our one-way streets. We'll get one connecting. Well, we might have to delete this a little bit, but then we can get one connecting up there, and the other one connecting over here if we can get it to snap. And we just upgrade that, and I think that works. So obviously we'll have to replace that. So that's good. We might end up downgrading this entirely, but at least we know we have the space to upgrade it back up again if we need to. Because we don't really need 3 lanes going each way through all this. So we'll probably just downgrade this to all 2-lane connections, and then all these on and off ramps can get downgraded as well. So now sort of the connecting road here. First of all, we're probably going to upgrade this to more lanes, and then from here, we're going to break off a 4-lane highway so that this can then connect up just like we did the other way. with something like this. So now over here is where the connections start to get a little tricky. I think we definitely need a larger roundabout here because we are going to be connecting up a much larger road. So we're just going to pull all these streets back. And let's see. Maybe we could pull these back one. I want to try to get a pretty decently sized roundabout in here so that traffic can continue to flow, but we don't really run into many issues with short intersections coming on and off of these roads. So we'll connect this back up. We'll turn this into a 4-lane road. We'll upgrade these again to be highways. This street is a 4-lane street. That can just go back. This can come back, even though it doesn't really need to. I think we will just leave it like this. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like this, and if we run into more issues with people trying to get into the city, we can change it up later. But now we'll delete this road pretty much entirely. We'll draw this back. Need to fix up this roundabout. But now from the roundabout out here, we can draw this road across. And then with this, we can connect up. So that looks good. And now we just have to fill it in with our existing connections, fix up all the other areas, and I think we will place this road back, although I think we'll connect it to this intersection instead. So we'll just get rid of these roads and we'll go from there. So hopefully, maybe at some point we'll see a lot of these cars start to break off and head this way to get into Cedar Rapids, Tucson, Lexington, that area, instead of driving through Bridgeport. And coming back to this, I actually think we'll try to tunnel this under the train tracks just to keep the flow of traffic moving pretty consistent. Hopefully we can get a tunnel here, so it doesn't look like that'll happen. So we'll just have to pull these back and go straight from here. So we'll bring this down, and we should pretty much be able to just come right back up on the other side. So that works pretty well. And these roads, I think we could keep them. I don't like creating an intersection here, so maybe what we do is tunnel under just slightly and then come back up here to allow for a more uninterrupted connection between these two cities. So the last thing I want to do in this episode is just go around and check up on some of the stuff we added earlier, see if it's getting used, see if it's at all useful for the purposes we intended it for. So starting back here at Corpus Christi, we can see this road's now getting used by a couple more people. It didn't seem to fully solve our issue of all this traffic, but one thing that we can notice is the traffic isn't leaving this road, it's traffic coming to this road. So that's from our connections up here, probably this connection here, and maybe even this one, where they think it's easier to get on this side of the highway, which is where we see this line of traffic coming from. So this line of traffic all ties back into these connections here. So that's something we'll have to look at in the future, figuring out how we can get a more straightforward connection from these roads over to these connections over here. But it is nice to see this road is getting used by a good portion of people, and it seems like for at least one way it's starting to clear up a little bit. Next, coming into our destinations layer, we have this long road that we added between Toledo and Corpus Christi, and we can see it's getting used, not as much as I'd like, really, and the sort of connecting road to Knoxville is also really hardly getting used. So I think maybe we need to straighten it up real quick. So deleting this sort of weird corner area, pulling all this back, and doing something more like that, just to make it a little more straightforward. And then sort of the same thing here, upgrading the road all the way to our main road so that there's an easier connection there. And I'm not too sure how much it affects it, but I think maybe upgrading this to a large country road to allow the cars to move faster. They might value this path more than this one. If they're both the same speed, this one's probably just shorter in distance, so we could also maybe use that to our advantage as well. Alright, so now this whole road's been upgraded to a 4-lane large country road, so hopefully we'll begin to see even more traffic use this road than this huge backed up road into Toledo. And then looking at some prior connections in previous videos, we can see this road here getting used a fair amount. So that's helping to ease the entry traffic here, although this looks like it's completely cleaned itself out, at least until you get to the busy road here. And it seems a lot of the roads we added in the last episode are getting used a ton by cars. You can see these numbers up in the 100, 200 range, and we may even be able to see it when we zoom in here. There is a good amount of cars on this road, so that's good to see. That means they're not going through other cities. Garden Grove isn't going through Cedar Rapids and Bridgeport, and Cedar Rapids can now get onto the highway here to get to Alexandria, Huntsville, and Green Bay, instead of taking these small roads down into Bridgeport. This roundabout is still pretty jammed up, but all of the exits are looking pretty clear, so that should mean we'll be able to get these cars onto the roundabout quicker, which in turn hopefully will start to clear up traffic in other areas. So maybe all this traffic in Clearwater might finally be able to get onto the roundabout, and then same with this road here, where it's pretty backed up in both directions. Maybe that'll start to clear up as well. And lastly, our new highway that we added underground. We can see it is getting a fair number of views put on it, about 14, 15 along the whole route. And then obviously this road that comes across here getting a lot of usage just from its connection to Lexington and Cedar Rapids. But everything seems to be flowing smoothly, and that's pretty much exactly what we want to see here. Anyway, that's all for this episode, so if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.